Muy buenas tardes, amigos del Minnesota de hoy.com. Les saluda Gustavo Mancilla, hoy con una invitación bastante interesante. Seguramente ustedes han visto a través de las redes sociales, a través de sus networks digitales, algunas invitaciones por parte de una organización a celebrar y a festejar por qué amamos a nuestro estado de Minnesota. La iniciativa Upstream, Minnesota Upstream, invita a las personas a celebrar y a amplificar todas esas formas en que los habitantes de Minnesota, de todos los orígenes, aman y valoran nuestro lugar, para inspirar a más personas a ser mejores administradores de lo que la naturaleza del estado nos ofrece. Y para celebrarlo y continuar conociendo más sobre esta iniciativa, tenemos al señor Andy Goldman-Gray, quien está con nosotros desde la ciudad de Saint Paul para platicar de Minnesota Upstream. ¿Cómo estás, Andy? How are you?
I'm great today. It's a beautiful day in June. We're at Cherokee Park in St. Paul, one of my favorite parks in all the Twin Cities, and it's just great to be here with you today.
Thank you very much. Muchas gracias por su tiempo. Hemos estado viendo a través de nuestras redes, por supuesto a través del Minnesota de hoy.com, esa invitación a ser parte de este movimiento de Upstream y decir y hacer conocer a nuestros amigos por qué nosotros amamos a nuestro Minnesota. Pero cuéntanos, por favor, ¿cuál es la versión oficial sobre Minnesota Upstream?
Sure. Upstream is a campaign that celebrates Minnesota's natural places and the people who take care of it. So we're an organization and a campaign that's really about bringing people in and telling stories about how we care for our place. So we love a park like Cherokee Park here in St. Paul, or you love your backyard because you've got a garden there, or you love the lakes or trails or rivers or forests in Minnesota. And what's important to us at Upstream is making sure that everyone sees their own place in how we care for Minnesota. There's a lot of differences in the world, and we're always reminded about our differences, but one of the things that Upstream is trying to do is to bring us together around that common value of loving where we live and caring for the places that we care about.
Para muchos podría sonar un poco como un movimiento político, ¿no es así?
Well, it started because we were trying to think about how do we do that better, because the talk about our environment and how we care about it always goes to like policies and regulations, and we don't think that's the best way to do it. We think the best way to do it is when we all agree on something, it's easy to do. And what we want to highlight and amplify is the things that we agree on here in Minnesota, and that's our love for our natural places. We've been given this rich bounty of 4 seasons and beautiful lakes and a really interesting landscape, and when all of us tell stories about how we care for that, the rest of it becomes really easy. So it's not political, it's not about policy, and it has nothing to do with the government. It's really about normal Minnesotans, whether you've been here for 1 generation or 10 generations, coming together to care for this place we call home.
Qué bien. ¿Podrías decirnos o compartir con nosotros un par de ejemplos de cómo tal vez algunas de las personas interactúan a través de esta iniciativa para dejar saber a todo el mundo por qué o cómo aman a Minnesota?
Yeah, so this is at its core a storytelling campaign, and one of the great things is hearing all the great stories from people all across Minnesota. So we're working with a farmer who makes goat cheese in central Minnesota, and he's telling us stories about how they've gone completely organic. They don't use chemical pesticides anymore. They use chickens to take care of their bug problems. They don't use any chemicals on the grain that they feed their goats. So he's doing things to care for his place by changing his farming practices, and we're working with a farmer in Rosemont, Minnesota, who's doing a lot of the same things. 173 different crops that they're growing to keep their soil healthy. It's the little things that we can all do to care for our place that these stories all seem to punctuate. Whether you're a gardener in Minneapolis, or you're a mom in North Minneapolis, or you're in East St. Paul, and one of the things that you can do is go out and pick up trash in your neighborhood. The stories that we hear about people doing the little things that add up to big change for our community.
Definitivamente es bueno saber cómo lo hacen los demás, pero tú personalmente, Andy, ¿cómo haces o cómo expresas este amor por Minnesota?
Yeah, so a couple things. One is to find your favorite place, and this is one of our favorite places. This is Cherokee Park. It was my mom's favorite park, and we'd come here almost every Monday night in the summer and have a picnic with our big family. So between me and my siblings and all of my parents and their grandchildren, we'd often have 35 people there every Monday night having a picnic. And one of the things that we made sure to do every week was to go around and make sure that anything that we brought home. So picking up trash, those kind of things. And then working with the park board to make sure that this park is cared for and looked after. So this place where we're sitting is a memorial bench to my mom, and you can see around us native grassland and prairie land. We're right on the bluffs of the Mississippi, so we can see the whole Mississippi River Valley. And you know, the things we do to take care of our water is important to that, and the things that we do to take care of our land make sure that the water quality stays good.
Gracias por compartir. Y bueno, lo importante es, por supuesto, saber cómo lo hacen los demás, cómo lo hacemos nosotros mismos, qué es lo que pensamos hacer, pero más importante, el expresar esa invitación para que todo mundo, todos nuestros amigos, nuestros vecinos, la gente con la que compartimos las áreas al aire libre, como donde está Andy ahora, puedan compartir y decir por qué amamos a Minnesota. ¿Cómo lo podemos hacer?
Yeah, positive is the word of this campaign, because we believe that people really deeply care about where they live and they want to take care of it. And there are all sorts of things to tell you that you can't do something or you shouldn't do something. And this is really an invitation for anybody that wants to participate to do something with us. So whether you're a Spanish speaker, an English speaker, a Somali speaker, there are ways to share stories within your community about the way that you care for a place. This is an invitation to all of Minnesota to come around this common value of loving where we live and caring for our places.
Y seguramente estando en un mundo digitalizado, las redes sociales podrán ayudarnos mucho a compartir y a dar a conocer esta iniciativa, Minnesota Upstream.
Yeah, so our website is mnupstream.org, and really it's a storytelling library. It's sharing stories about individuals and organizations and communities and the things that they do to care for a place. So we have stories about a mayor, and we have stories about a farmer, and we have stories about a resort in northern Minnesota. So there's chances for all of us to tell stories, and when you come on to mnupstream.org, there's a button to share your story, and there's a button to join as a partner or as a partner or a member of Upstream. So you can come on and sign up to get good ideas about ways to care for a place, and also give that chance for you to amplify your story. One of my favorite things to do is follow our Instagram page at Minnesota Upstream. There's just beautiful imagery of people all across the state taking care of their place. So fisher people and hunters and hikers and farmers, you name it. People are taking pictures of the beautiful places in Minnesota and the things that they do to care for it.
Muy bien, Andy, pues cuenta con todos nosotros para ser parte de este movimiento de Minnesota Upstream. Minnesota Upstream reúne a las personas para celebrar y amplificar muchas de las formas en las que los habitantes de Minnesota de todos los orígenes aman y valoran nuestro lugar. Ayudamos a cultivar un valor compartido de cuidar nuestras tierras, nuestros lagos, nuestros parques, las calles, que inspiran a más personas a actuar de manera tanto grande como pequeña para ser mejores administradores de estos lugares únicos y hermosos que ofrece Minnesota. Te agradezco mucho por la invitación, Andy. Cuenta con nosotros, seremos parte de MN Minnesota Upstream.
Thank you.
Upstream celebrates how special Minnesota is, our lands, fields, forests, waters, and natural spaces, and shares stories of the people across the state who care for them.
I live upstream.
I live upstream.
I live upstream.
We are Minnesota Upstream. Join us upstream to share your stories of stewardship and inspire others to do the same.